Thank you for staying with us. And now we want to begin our conversation on Sunday Express tonight as we talk about the concept of physiotherapy and why it is important when you're watching us right now. I know there is that moment you have felt a bit of pain in your body and you have ignored it, or you said it will pass, and when it got too much, you said, let me just go to a pharmacy and get some painkillers, you know. And experts are warning that this is actually a bad culture, that sometimes you need professional checkup, and that is why we want to talk about this concept and understand why it is important, and you know, what are some of the things that you need to do, you know, in an individual level so that you can better take care of yourself. And joining me to have that important conversation is Dr. Sarah Konzi. She's a certified physiotherapist and an orthopedic manual therapist. She's also the founder and chairperson of the Silver Physiotherapy Workers Cooperative, and of course she's also the secretary of the Kenya Society of Physiotherapists, the Nairobi branch. I can go on and on about her, but she's also the author of Back to Basics, a book that we will be talking about right here on the show. Thank you for creating time for us.
Thank you.
All right, so I just want us to, let me borrow your words, go back to the basics and break this down for our viewers. When we are talking about physiotherapy as a branch of medicine, in simple terms, what does it entail?
Thank you, Serafina. I really appreciate this moment which you have given me. If to explain what is physiotherapy, it's a profession in medicine, in clinical medicine, whereby we treat people with physical treatment. We don't use medicine or injections or surgeries, but we use physical things. We use our hands to bring healing. We use different modalities, different machines to bring healing to any pain in the body or any condition which needs physical attention. Yes.
One would ask, what is the difference between physiotherapy and the ordinary spa massage or a luxury massage?
Physiotherapy, as I've said, is a professional in clinical medicine, and we are part of clinical medicine. We are not part of luxury life. Like physiotherapy, it's not massage. We use different techniques which we learn the anatomy of the body, we learn the muscles, we learn the bones, we learn the nerves, we learn all the joints so that we can bring a treatment according to the condition. If we compare with the other spa, massage, or other things which are coming up and they are physical, they are different because most of the time they don't go to a school of medicine to learn that. They just go maybe to a beauty school and learn massage. But as we go to class and learn, why, if I'm doing a massage, why should I do it in this technique but not the other side? Not just to touch you and that's all. I'll touch you with an intention of healing, with an intention of bringing healing to the part of the joint which I'm touching. Yes.
Must I be sick, or must I be having any form of pain to need a physiotherapy, or I can just walk in and get a session done on me without necessarily having to have any sort of pain? Or
most of the time people seek physiotherapy treatment because they have a problem, especially pain. They will come for physiotherapy because someone has a neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, foot pain, hip pain, any. Others come, those who understand we do therapeutical massage, come just for therapeutical massage, especially people who are in sports. They understand for their bodies to be ready for a certain sport, they need a therapeutical massage, not a spa massage. A therapeutical massage which will help them to make the muscles ready for the sport. Or others just come because they understand they have been having a problem or a condition for the longest. They come just to make sure their blood circulation is okay, and they do that therapeutical massage. So it can be both. When you are sick, you can seek for physiotherapy treatment, or when you are not sick.
All right.
Yes.
You're talking about a treatment that does not entail using medicine or surgery. And just out of curiosity, one would want to know, what are some of the diseases, these diseases that can be treated without using medicine?
Okay. Any musculoskeletal problem. When I talk of musculoskeletal problem, I talk of any problem which is involving muscle, which is involving a joint, which is involving a nerve, can be called a musculoskeletal problem. And that one, if you come like you have a neck pain or back pain or pain with sciatica, all in simple terms, pain which runs towards the leg, can be treated without tablets or without injection or without surgeries, especially if it's handled in the early stages. Yes.
All right. So these are pains. You're describing pains that are common, if you may ask me.
Yes.
And there is a concern that has been raised by, experts concerning the culture of Kenyans, and I believe maybe elsewhere in the world this could be common. When you feel something is off within your body, you feel a little pain here, a little pain there, you say, it will go, it will pass. It takes a bit of time, you say, let me go for some painkillers and just see whether it will work. By the time you get to a point where you feel like this is something too much that I cannot handle, it's already maybe too late. Just talk to us a bit about this culture and why it is disastrous.
Most of the time when we get pain, especially physical or pains, we usually ignore it. Like today I have a pain of the neck and I'm like, I slept badly, so it will go. So I ignore it. And sometimes I say, this pain, I thought I slept badly and it's still there. Or I sat for long when I was traveling, but the pain is still there. So you decide, let me go to over the counter and get some painkillers. And you take the painkillers and you're like, I took the painkillers, but still the pain is still there. And you keep on pampering the pain with yourself. Then you are like, I have a back pain. My grandparent had back pain. My mother usually complains. So it's something which runs in our family, so there's no need of taking care of it.
It's our problem.
It's our problem, yes, that's the thing. So you end up just pampering that pain, and because it could be something which is alarming and could have taken a step early, it keeps on hiding itself, and at the end of the day, you find you have built a small problem to a very big problem because you have ignored, or you have your beliefs, or you have been having your over-the-counter tablets, and then at the end of the day, you end up going to now seek the medical care. And now you are pampered maybe with other medications, which now most probably is just to block your pain gates and just hide the pain. So at the end of the day, you're like, this thing is not going away. So when you are told just to do a surgery, you're like, this is the thing because I've tried everything. Of which you could have tried physical medicine as early as possible, because we are creating awareness. Everybody to know any physical problem can be treated physically, and it's only a professional who is a physiotherapist, who is a trained physiotherapist, because there are other people who call themselves physios and they have some good machines or funny machines, because every day people are innovating things and they end up calling themselves physios, and which they are not physios. You get the right professional physiotherapist, they will handle your pain. They will just examine you, they diagnose you, they treat you. It may not take 1 day or 2 days because you have already pampered it for long. And at the end of the day, you get free from the problem.
Yeah, without medicine, without surgery. I mean, who wouldn't want something like that?
Yes.
I mean, Sarah, as basic as it gets, you have, authored a book, Back to Basics. And one thing that stands out for me about this book is, I personally want to know how I can heal the back pain and the things like slipped disc naturally. I mean, this is one book that you have taken time to highlight the natural ways in which we can deal with some of these issues. Just talk to us about what inspired, you writing this book, and what is it that it stands for.
Okay, for me writing the book, I realized I had a patient, or several patients. Like I had one who was just been told to go for surgery in a week's time, and then they told me, I'm not thinking I'm able to handle a surgery now, but the pain I have, she had a back pain which was radiating to one leg. It was just running through the leg, and she was like, I don't know how I can handle it. And I told the patient, just come, I give you, I assess, and I diagnosed it was just sciatica nerve, which was pinched by a disc from the low back. And then I did what we usually do, I did something called flossing of the nerves and returned the pain back to the spine, and now I handle the spine. And that patient, within 5 days, she was very okay and happy. And now we went back to see the doctor and we discussed, and the doctor said, just go on with my patient. I can see she's doing better.
Whatever you've been doing, keep
yes,
doing it.
I keep doing. And then I realized so many people are getting to deep treatment, which they are getting their lives backwards. And I thought, how can I create awareness to this thing? And that's why I came up with a book, and I said, let me just tell people we can treat this problem naturally, without medication, without surgery, without injections, just through the right physiotherapy treatment. So now coming up with the book and writing the book, I wanted to create the awareness. And when you get to that book, you realize I'm telling you, how can you sit correctly? Because some problems, we are the one who bring them with our lifestyle. You find yourself, you are sitting on the studio for like a whole 1 hour, and you are sitting in the wrong posture. And the body, the way God created, everything has to be aligned. So if you read you sit the wrong way, or you use the body the wrong way, it will complain and bring that the physical pain. So I'm telling people, how can you do it the right way? How can you sleep the right way? Because like we have 8 hours to sleep, and you find you are sleeping in the wrong way. So you end up
even a right way to sleep.
Yes, there is. In the book I've really aligned well. And then also people who sit for long in the offices, we show them what to do to help them. So because there are so many people who are leaving their jobs or asking for sick leave because of just simple problems, but they are really making them not able to do their job. So we are showing them how they can help themselves even at work, some stretches you can be doing, some techniques you can be using. At the end of the day, you also learn, because you get this X-ray or MRI and they have big words. You also learn your body, how it looks like. Wow. When I say I have a problem, what it looks like. At the end of the day, it creates awareness and makes you to feel more relieved, not to think too big, to end up in a certain hole.
All right. You know, in the book you've addressed some misconceptions about pain. Because of time, I'll give you, a chance to tell us what are some of the, let's say, 3 main misconceptions about pain. The things we think we know about our pain that we don't.
Okay. Some of the things, as I said, is we ignore the pain, or we just decide to take some painkillers over the counter, or we just think it has been in my family, so there's no need of looking for any help. Or sometimes we think it's just normal. I mean, I'm old, I'm over 40 years or 50 years, so I deserve to be in pain. Those are some of the misconceptions we have with pain.
All right. I just want you to talk to us about the status in the country in terms of the availability of physiotherapists. Where are we at in terms of the demand versus what we have as experts such as yourself?
Yeah, I can say in physiotherapy in Kenya, we have a board called Kenya Society of Physiotherapists, and we also have a council, we call it Physiotherapy Council of Kenya. And when you look at their data, we have around 2,000 physiotherapists in Kenya. And from WHO, from their research on Kenya, they say we have 1 physio for almost 1,000 patients or people in Kenya.
We are not doing well.
We are not doing well.
Yeah.
We are still on the low side, and also, adding one physio to 1,000 patients, it's unproportional.
Yeah. So as the founder and chairperson of this cooperative, and also the secretary of the Kenya Society of Physiotherapists, the Nairobi branch, you've handled, these national bodies. In your capacity, are you doing something to address this shortage and also the cost implications that come with it? Like one session would cost how much, for instance?
Between 1,500 to 5,000 in Kenya, you'll get a session for physiotherapy. Now it depends whether it's an hospital, it's a specialist clinic, it's a level 4, 3, in Kenya. It just depends.
So what are you doing to address this gap in terms of the availability of experts and the cost that many Kenyans still cannot reach?
Okay, what we are doing now is to bring awareness and introduction of physiotherapy in different institutions. Like now in KMTC, Kenya Medical Training College, it's the only place we used to have physiotherapy, and now there are different branches which they have introduced physiotherapy. We also have different universities like JKUAT, KU, and AMREF International University, which have now introduced physiotherapy people to be trained there, and others like Masinde Murillo and the others which I might not have them in my mind now. The other thing, we are also pursuing our government or the institution which now like they need to help Kenyans and physiotherapists to be able to give out the service the right way, like NHIF, to allow to pay for patients for physiotherapy services, because most of the time they put it aside, especially on public hospitals. Patients have to give out some money to be treated. In specialist clinics, like where I work, I have a clinic, they have not allowed. So we have so many people who are not able to be given my services because they are not insured. And also some hospitals, you find the physiotherapy treatment is a little bit on the higher side compared to a painkiller from the over-the-counter. Like we're being told to give out 2,000 or 4,000 for a session, and you are not able to afford.
And you may require more than one session.
Most of the time it's usually 10 plus, because we keep the pain to ourselves. So the time you are coming, the damage is big. So most of the time we require even more than 10. Yes. So you find it's a little bit challenge both to the physio and to the patient.
All right.
And almost 80% of people, our population, they have musculoskeletal problems.
All right. I wish we had more time for this, but you know, you've really helped us there, especially, you know, touching on the fact that there is a right way to sit, there is a right way to sleep. I mean, these are things people should know. It may be, you know, it may just save your life and save you money. You know, when you talk about 4,500 per session, and you may need more than one, well, next time you you should think about that before you sit in an improper way, or you ignore that pain that you're feeling within your system. That's how we wrap it up. Thank you so much, Sarah Konzi, for creating time for us. And of course, I have not been doing this alone. On the other side, Kyori, I don't know what, Sarah, you think about Kyori's sitting position. On a light note, as we bring this to a close, thank you so much for creating time for us. Thank you, Konzi, once again for creating time for us. And now I'll just hand it over to my colleague on the